Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the podcast, wherever you're listening to this or watching. I hope you're all doing really good. I hope you're taking really good care of yourself. I hope you are feeling the winds of change in the air. I hope that August has been very good to you and that you know that there are very exciting things coming ahead. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in every cell inch of my body. I've been a little bit gone. I've been resting. I've been working. Wait, yes, I've been doing both. And the funny thing is, today I wanted to talk, and I just been thinking about the paradoxical thing about life and how I'm just such a contradiction in everything I say and everything I do and everything I am. I am literally two opposing sides. I'm like black and white, literally. And it's just in everything, in my behavior, in my personality, in my character, my thinking, in my emotions. And I just been thinking this is just something about life. There is this paradox which makes life a little bit or a little bit much very ironic, in my opinion. I've been reflecting. There's so much change going on. I feel like a complete different person as the last episode that I uploaded. And I think I've said this multiple times, but I'm always very astonished. I know that August always brings a lot of change, but me myself, I'm very in awe to feel the change, to see the change, to actually embody the change in my thinking, in my behavior, and my routines, and the things that I like, the foods that I eat. Like everything kind of changed in a way that you cannot expect, in a way that you cannot even imagine. The real changes truly happen within before they can align without the big changes, I believe. Even though even there's a contrary to that as well. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Always, please, I beg. But today I want to talk about the self. Today I want to talk about something very existential, something very at the core of our existence, at the core of life, something that sometimes we might feel lost. We might no longer see the purpose, or we forget who we truly are. We forget why we truly here, or we seek for answers in all the wrong places. We seek for love in all the wrong places. Perhaps we feel like we don't belong. We no longer know what our north is, what our true north is, where the light shines when the tunnel goes completely dark. That's what I'm going to talk about today. So if you're interested for that, please stick around. If you're new, my name is Lean. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to like this video and share if you think anyone might want to see this, hear this. It's a good time over here sometimes. It can go deep, can go dark, can go light, can go love, can go no, we never really go hate though. But I would conceptualize hate, and I can feel hate, I want to. There's a balance. There's a need for balance and understanding. But I digress. Let's get right into the video. As there has been so much change these past weeks, I have been feeling this need of trying to make sense out of life, trying to understand the purpose, the path, like I just mentioned, like really looking like, wait, who the fuck am I again? Like, why am I here? What is my purpose? Why the fuck did I thought I was going to do this? And all of a sudden it's like a 360 shift. And I'm just trying to understand what the fuck is even the reason. Pardon my French. I curse on this channel because I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my heart. And I like to express myself freely. So parental guidance necessary. I don't want to censor myself, but I'll try to work on that. I feel like there is just this constant journey inside of the self. There's this constant journey of trying to understand who we are, where we belong, what we want, what we need, what we are going through, what kind of path we want to take in life. We all say that it's about the journey, about the destination, but all this time we just trying to figure out which way to go. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I just camp in this place for a night or two or three? Or should I take the middle path, or should I just return? We always think about the destination, but we don't even know where we're going in the end. That's the funny thing about the sometimes life will just throw you curveballs and you'll be like, damn, I really thought I was going that way, but ain't no way. I guess we go in the whole other route then. I guess it'd be like that. Then you have to be like, but hold on. I thought I was going to the south. And now I'm supposed to go west. Like, what is even the reason? Why am I even here? Thought I was made for the sun. Why would I want to go? And we start to just question everything, start to question ourselves. Like, why was I driving myself to that route if all of this time I was supposed to go that? I thought I liked this. I thought I wanted this. But life continues. The journey shows us things that we didn't know we wanted. We experience new things. We have new feelings. We meet new people. We have new ways and new perspectives of seeing the world as we go along the journey, right? And so it's okay to sometimes take a minute to pause and to reflect, like, are we still going the right direction? And why am I going the right direction? I think it's also very important to take a minute to pause and to reflect on the intention, to reflect on what is driving us, because I feel like nothing is less sustainable than unsustainable objectives. I just really pulled that out my exactly very dark hole. Um, I just I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said that. TMI, I didn't mean to trigger you. Whatever. What was I saying? see see how I distract myself. Okay. I digress. If we're fueled by very superficial desires or sometimes our ego, I think all superficial desires it could be presented. I think like the ego or evil, exactly what I wanted to say. Like representations, metaphors like evil, the devil. I feel like they're all representations, they're all concepts that reflect, that portray certain underlying values, drive like ways, things that drive us when we don't take the time to pause and to reflect and to really think about what it is that we do, what it is that we are running after. Are we doing things out of love or because we're trying to show the world that we have something? Do you want it or do you want other people to see that you have it? I saw that as I was scrolling a few days ago. I was like, preach. I agree. That's a good point. I feel like as we navigate the world, as we continue, we also try to shield our heart from feeling lost, you know? We try to mold ourselves into what we think others want us to be. We listen to so many voices around us and other people telling us, oh, you should do this, you should do that. And sometimes just following the crowd or just doing what the people around you tell you to do feels like the safe option, feels like the right option. Because external validation feels like the shortcut to safety, to acceptance, to telling ourselves like I'm doing good, I matter, I'm good because other tells me I do. But like I said, it's not sustainable. It's not something that can really grow long term. It's something that this is why we have Bible stories and things like that. It's metaphors, man. You're going to build your house on sand or on rock. Or like the three pigs and the wolf. I don't know. We call it the drie beetjes in Dutch. So I say the three pigs, but I don't know if it's the same name in English. Like you're going to make your house out of, what is it? Stro. How do you say that? I don't really know. Somebody in the comments, if you know how to say, like hay. He made this house out of hay. I don't know. Then you have, what was it? Clay? Was it clay? I don't know. And bricks. Doesn't really make sense. Whatever, you understand the point that I'm trying to get across, right? Basically, external validation is not something sustainable. One storm has to come. The person that you are seeking validation for is not going to be there always by your side. The one person that is always going to be with you is you. The one friend you need by your side your entire lifetime. People come and go, but you have to live with yourself, with your consciousness for the rest of your life. That's why it is very important to ask ourselves our questions and to really interrogate ourselves and to have these moments with ourselves where we look into the mirror and be like, okay, bitch, it's time for us to have a real conversation. It's time for us to reflect. Have a meeting with yourself, make it professional. I don't really know. Be honest, write, go to therapy. Really helpful. I really like it. I would recommend. Absolutely. Not to look for answers. Don't look for the answers outside of you. Who says your therapist is all the answers? The answers that you're really looking for are within. But it's creating that space where you're able to be open. It's creating that space where you're able to say your truth, because it's not only your therapist listening to you, it's you also hearing your own thoughts and feelings aloud for the first time, sometimes and many times, in a safe space where you're not going to get reflected back of judgments or other people's vision of who you are already, because that's the thing with certain friends or family members. People already have an idea of who we are. People know us, get to know us in certain spaces, times, and places in our life. They get to know a different version of you. I really love my friends a lot, and every time that I spend different time with different friend groups, I enjoy that I get to be different versions of myself, because every person that I meet, it's like you almost get stuck in who you were at the time that you met that person. That's kind of the dynamic that plays out throughout your whole friendship, I feel like. So, for me personally, how this has been manifesting is that I have been experiencing so much change, and I have been really wondering, like, where do I want to go? And I just feel like all the things outside of me don't resonate, and all the answers that the outside world is giving to me no longer resonate. Doesn't feel right. I feel at this point, I don't even know if you can hear it in the way that I'm speaking and my composure, but I am so detached from the outside world. And when I say the outside world, I don't mean just outside of my house. I mean everything that I am experiencing that is not coming from within me. So that's not my feelings, that's not my thoughts, that's not in my body. And even body, we have, and even, let's say we have senses, and our senses perceive things. These things outside of me, I am very detached, and it has been very scary. I'm not even going to lie to you, because I feel like a monk. It's very isolating. But in a sense, it has really pushed me to retract from the outside world and really feel my feelings. Really ask myself the question, what is it you really feel? What is it you really want? Turn off the noise. Don't try to overextend yourself. Don't try to fit in outside. Don't try to look for the answers outside. And now I'm talking about physically outside as well. I was walking in the streets in my city, in the city where I work, where I study, and everything felt so empty, and everything felt so void. Two words, but they have a different feel to it. And that's where I realized I am looking for something to light my fire outside of me. But the more that I'm looking outside, the further I feel away from the light. The more that I'm looking in other people, in places, in gatherings, things like that, the more that I feel lost, the more that I feel that I don't belong, the more that I'm like, where the fuck am I? This doesn't make sense to me, you know? And I just feel like there has been this shift internally where there has been a purposeful distinction between my inner self and the outside world. And I feel like at this point, I can observe it that it has only almost become a shield. Because, and ladies and gentlemen, if you are an empath, if you consider yourself to be an empath, if you consider yourself to be very receptive to other people's feelings, emotions, thoughts, if you can read people like a book after seeing their faces for 2 seconds in one conversation, it's very easy to internalize the entire world. It's very hard to block out the entire world, to block out what is not you. And I've had this entire life, and my entire life, I can feel people's feelings so deeply, and that's a gift. That's something very beautiful. But I think at some point, if we don't let that go, if we don't learn to detach, we will drown ourselves. And it's about the path to ourselves. Is life not about finding who we are? Is life not about remembering who we are, experiencing the self through the journey? I don't know. I don't have the answers, but that's just what's coming to mind right now. What if life is truly about looking for the light within? What if we're all part of a bigger light, an entity, it's some divine flame of love or whatever that has been shattered in a bazillion, I don't even know how many pieces, all sent to Earth, contracted to forget who they are and where they come from, just to enjoy the journey in which they learn to remember, in which we are shown glimpses of who we are truly at the most high level of awareness, consciousness, enlightenment. That's a beautiful thought. I know for some this is going to be a bit too woo woo, a bit too, that's a little bit too spiritual. I don't believe in that shit. Expand your mind. Dare to think beyond your current paradigm. You will be very surprised about how many beautiful things there are in this world and how much experiences it will open up to you. Because who are you? You know everything. The more you know you don't know anything. The more you know, the less you know, whatever they call it. Perhaps we were trying to fit ourselves too much into what the world wants us to be. Perhaps we were trying to feel the way that we think we are supposed to feel, walk the path that seems the most obvious to the most people. But perhaps this was only going to cause distress because somewhere you were betraying yourself, somewhere you were ignoring the voices and the signals in your body, in your mind, in your heart that were telling you that there are things that have come up due to the last seasons of your life, the previous experiences that you have endured that are telling you, hey, I have found a new puzzle piece to who I am. You cannot ignore what you have just learned about yourself. Please acknowledge the things that hurt you. Please acknowledge your fears. Please acknowledge your needs. Please look at yourself. Be honest with yourself. Take off the mask that you put up for other people. The least you can do is be honest with yourself, because it's when we acknowledge that, yes, there are new puzzle pieces, even though these puzzle pieces are not always, wow, very beautiful. Some seem, very casual, painful. Some are even ugly. But as we acknowledge them and take them in, we are laying the puzzle that is literally building the vision of who we are. We're getting closer to who we are. And I think that is a true path. Perhaps I might be wrong. Who knows? I can't tell you. We are always seeking for the light. And we look outside of ourselves so much that we forget that the true light that we are seeking for is within us. But like I said, this is all words. This is all theory. Easier said than done. An hour ago, I didn't know this. Like sometimes everything just clicks in my mind and I was like, Eureka, that was it. That's exactly what it was. All of this time I was stressing for nothing, but best believe in 2 days, I'll have to be like, wait, why did I even say that? I knew I felt the purpose at that moment, but today I lost that spark. That's normal. We are meant to remember and then forget again. That's the paradoxical thing about life. That's the irony. We will never be able to hold on to that security. And once you feel like you have it, life will throw you another curveball and you can start what feels like all over again. That is the journey. Knowing that you will never fully know and still walking the path. So, yeah, that was the video for today. I really hope it helps you in some kind of way. You had some new insights, some new perspectives. Really thank you for your time, for being here. I really appreciate you. If you like this video, please please subscribe to my channel. Don't be, you know, I wanted to say something, but maybe another time. I appreciate you for being here. It means a lot to me. I feel like making a YouTube channel like this was a very scary thing because who talks about shit like this in your day-to-day life? Not nobody with me anyways. That's very scary to me. This is also a part of myself that I just, can only share on here because it's a safe space. And I know in here there's people that actually resonate and that do think about these things. So if you like that, please support me. It would be so cool to be able to get more back from this so I can do it more often because sometimes it really does feel like it doesn't matter, even though I do appreciate other people that do this as well. So, all that to say, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye, guys.